Well, if you're a supporter of Man United, you have every reason to worry on the takeover process of Man United, as the Glazers and Sir Jim Ratcliffe plan has gone ahead to backfire. Sheikh Jassim Al-Thani looks like he's pushing to take over this club of Man United, and obviously some people are going to be sued. They have to stand suit of what they've gone ahead to do that really bleaches all the laws and regulations of the takeover process of any football club in UK. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys? And where you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. I go by the names of Rock and David, right? And this is the channel that brings you strictly Man United news and obviously the news that matters. I've just brought you a story of Sheikh Jassim Al-Thani trying to involve the PSG president to help him on the takeover of Man United. Clarification have been thrown in by Telegraph Dhaka, that is James Dhaka, a correspondent of United for the Telegraph, and Simon Stone, a United correspondent for the BBC. We are also going to throw some light onto that and obviously let know the latest about this. Now, the biggest of the big stories today concerning the United takeover is this that sends you a lot in worry. And allow me first read to you this news coming in from the Reuters breaking views. They're telling us that Man United's snail pace aim and a saga may yet erupt into an all-out scrap. Hedge funds are laying the groundwork for a legal fight if the football clubs controlling Glazers families try to shut them out of any sale. So the hedge funds made a bid, but the Glazers look like they are trying to really do the needful and obviously lock them out. Such an approach would effectively exclude minority investors from the takeover. Hedge funds were already studying past precedents under Cayman Islands law, where Man United is incorporated, to figure out how they might build a case against any maneuvers by the Glazers or Ratcliffe. Then one hedge fund with a legal stake in the club is managing legal preparations in case Ratcliffe launches an offer that involves only buying the Glazers' super voting Class B rights. So that is what is happening right now. The Glazers are going to face lawsuit if at all they sell the club to Sir Jim Ratcliffe by selling off their Class B shares to him. So it shows you that this process is not ending as soon as we expect it to happen. And this takes me back to a reason that I always gave, that why are we recruiting in new people? Because the director of operations was really brought in, I think in February. Then Matt Hargreaves, the director of football negotiation at Manchester United, came in through around the commence of the month of April. And who was recruiting these people? It was the Glazers. I don't know exactly what's running in their minds when they're really making such decisions, because that means you're not looking after a full sale. If you're looking after a full sale, you cannot recruit new people. When you add all the dots surrounding Man United on how we are into transfers, negotiating deals, Glazers not coming out to really laying out a vivid, clear out plan of them out of Man United, just shows you that they're sold onto an idea of leaving the club. And it really goes ahead to buffer you that they've gone ahead to tell the president of PSG to tell Sheikh Jassim Al-Thani to come out and obviously do the needful to take over Man United and really launch a more heavier bid than the one he has gone ahead to put in. So it's confusing, but the hedge funds are really coming in to sue the Glazers, meaning that they are into this business and they are also going to do the needful and really be into the United ownership. When you read the tweets put out by Reuters, it shows you that there is another person who is really having some shares in Man United. That's it. So it's really confusing, Every day that passes by, there are new stories that are really going to come on through. And even tomorrow, expect more to come on through about the Glazers, because their plan has backfired. Because the moment they go ahead and really put Sir Jim Ratcliffe ahead, hedge fund is going to go ahead and sue them. You understand? So it is acting in disfavor of this club, especially the fans and Erik ten Hag. And this is where I feel sorry for Erik ten Hag, because he's working with mercenaries. You know, for the Glazers, they are not minding about where the club is, you know. And in the club history, we've gone ahead to spend a lot of money when we are not in the Champions League, because they know that when we're not in the Champions League, we miss out on a lot of money, close to 150 to 200 million pounds. That's what we miss out on. We're in the Champions League, they spend less because they know we are going to play in the Champions League. And it shows you the incompetency of the Glazers as the owners of Man United, because any owner would have said, we're in the Champions League, I want to push for us to stay in the Champions League. And all the reasons as to why we've not gone ahead to qualify for the Champions League very many times, it's because when we're in the Champions League, when we are in Europa League, they inject in a lot of money. When we qualify for the Champions League, they invest less. That's it. In favor of them maximizing their dividends. It's so much weird about them, and you feel bad for Erik ten Hag. Is he going to get in the signings once in time? What is his budget? Are we going to sell these players early enough? You know, those that need to raise close to 120 or 30 million pounds from, you know. So it's really bad for Man United, and it's all about by the Glazers. Their plan with Sir Jim Ratcliffe that has been really going on has gone ahead to backfire, because the moment they put Sir Jim Ratcliffe ahead of Sheikh Jassim Al-Thani, they are going to be sued. They are going to be sued. So that can give us another reason as to why they've taken long without without announcing the preferred bidder of the club of Man United, because they've anticipated lawsuits. So if you're anticipating a lawsuit, there is no way you go out and do that before you really get green light from your lawyers and your legal team on what you've gone ahead to do. So it shows you how hectic this has become, and everyone is fed up of the process. Trust me. Rain Group, I know they've been put into a very, very disturbing situation, because right now the Glazers are being reported to by these bidders. These bidders aren't talking to Rain Group. They are talking to the Glazers. So the Glazers have gone ahead to hijack the power they really handed over to the Rain Group. So they've disarmed that power, and it's back to them. If it was really the Rain Group responsible for the takeover of Man United, to guide the takeover of Man United, why was it Avram Glazer going to the hotel of Sheikh Jassim Al-Thani's father's hotel? You know? So lots of things are really not adding up, but obviously we just have to really see how this is going to unfold. The earlier they find a solution, the better. And about the Glazers talking to the PSG president, that is Nasser Al-Khelaifi, Simon Stone, a correspondent of United for BBC, has confirmed to us that Manchester United's owners spoke to PSG chairman Nasser Al-Khelaifi a month ago in an effort to get Sheikh Jassim Ahmed Al-Thani, to increase his bid for the club. It is privately being claimed the conversation did not work, as the bid for a full takeover was not increased. That is it. And then the Glazers are understood to have asked PSG's president for help pursuing Sheikh Jassim Al-Thani to increase his Man United bid. Insiders say Nasser Al-Khelaifi declined to get involved after United's owner suggested last month he might be able to help as a middleman. Now, when you hear all this, you are perturbed, because if the Glazers really want to sell, why don't they sit down with Sheikh Jassim Al-Thani and really come up to a compromise and really say, all right, everything has come to an end, let's come in through and obviously sell this club over to you. But they are in bed with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and they also want to keep Sheikh Jassim Al-Thani into their vicinity. It doesn't add up, doesn't make sense. That's why Sheikh Jassim Al-Thani put in a bid that had loads of commands and clauses. That is the last bid I'm putting in. If at all you don't announce the ownership of Man United by the 9th of June, I'm not going to put in any other bid. this bid will be standing, and I'm not going to get involved into any negotiations because we are running short of time. And when you put out that, you've seen what has gone ahead to surface today from credible journalists as far as these Glazers are really concerned. So the situation at Man United is really alarming. Now lawsuit is in because the Glazers are not doing things the right way. Sheikh Jassim has pulled out. It has ended. No statement has been put out by the Glazers. I don't know how they are going to get him back into business because all what they want is money. And I think they've been using Sir Jim Ratcliffe to really see to it that they really milk the possible amount of money from Sheikh Jassim But Sheikh Jassim with his financial advisors of the Bank of America, I think they've gone ahead to look through the books. Remember, they looked through the financial books of Man United, and now I think Sheikh Jassim has gone ahead to be sold onto a thought that they cannot be without. They cannot be without him. What they need to do is to sell the club, because even if they get in Ineos won't take United to the next level. They can't get the investment they want. So United needs a very huge investment. The Glazers cannot provide it, and I can guarantee you the moment Sheikh Jassim came out and put out that statement that if at all announcement is not made today, he's pulling out, he knows the financial stand of the Glazers. They're not having money, and the person they are in bed with, that is Sir Jim Ratcliffe, has a very bad liquidity. He doesn't have liquid cash. The Qataris have liquid cash to pay the Glazers, and they leave the club. They match out smartly. The club is being valued at £4 billion, but they've gone ahead to value it at £6 billion. Sheikh Jassim has gone ahead to make a bid of £5.5 billion. It's a leave it or take it bid, and the Glazers are just there trying to force more out of it. They might lose out on Sheikh Jassim and they might not get out any person to give them the amount of money that they really believe the club is really valued at. So it's really annoying to with the fans of Man United, a process that started way back in November. First bid were submitted in towards the end of February. We've reached the level of the 5th bid and nothing has been reached at. No communications, about what is happening, and they've not yet told us exactly what they want. One foot is standing their side, and one foot is standing on the Sheikh Jassim side, and the other foot is standing at the Sir Jim Ratcliffe's side. Those are double standards. If you want to sell this club fully, come out and tell Sir Jim Ratcliffe, if you cannot buy this club fully, we are out. We understand his offer is much bigger than that of Sheikh Jassim but it's not imminent. He does not have money. He's going to get in £3 billion and buy close to the shares of the Glazers, and then he'll need to buy out others. So he's buying out 4 siblings of the Glazers and remaining with 2, So it's really annoying that we are into this mess, and who are really spearheading this mess are the Glazers. So guys, your thoughts on the Glazers and Sir Jim Ratcliffe plan backfiring are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about it, and what do you think is really running the head of Sheikh Jassim and his decision of him pulling out of this bidding and takeover process of Man United? I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. I sign out for now. See you later, my lovely mates.